My name is Conrad, and how are you, buddy? Today is November 3rd, 2025, and like I said, I'm Conrad. I live with bipolar 1 disorder with psychotic features, and I started this mood journal show where I can share my experiences and my journey going through this disorder. So, hopefully it's a place that if you're like me, you're like, what are you talking about? Mood journal. How do you do a mood journal? What's a mood journal for? Um, well, it's hard for me to sit down by myself and write out my moods and write out the questions. It's much easier for me to just get prompted and explain this way. So that's why we're doing it. And hopefully you can follow along if you have trouble with doing a mood journal. Maybe you have the illness also and it can help you. That's the idea. But to start each show, what we do is gratitude check in. And so I'm just going to read through these and then we'll go through them and answer them. What's one small thing you're grateful for today that you might have overlooked yesterday? Who or what grounded you this weekend? Even if it's been a low energy day, what moment brought you a little light or calm? Um, so, what's one small thing that you're grateful for today that you might have overlooked yesterday? It's not a small thing. I'm grateful for, you know, my wife and kids, or, my wife's. One of the things I'm grateful for is the fact that she cares to know what's going on with all this. Sometimes, it can be like, I guess, annoying if there's like this subtlety that is getting confused with a symptom, but a subtlety of my personality, like, but at the same time, how can, as I don't blame her, it's what, I'm not irritated by that. So, the patience of that is something I'm grateful for. Let's see. I in a For a simple one, I had a delicious little caffeine-free Diet Coke. I know caffeine is something that can be kind of you could just stay away from. I mean, that's what they it's not like it's gonna send you into mania probably, but people there if you're doing everything you can, try to stay away from it. So, unfortunately, I enjoy coffee, so at least I get those 2 cups, but I'm grateful that there's something that's not water, you know? Um, that's a delicious drink it's probably just worse for you than diet or regular Coke if it's a diet caffeine-free Coke, but today I was grateful for it. I went on my run. It's a beautiful day to do it. I got off on the right foot, and then it just all come too much come rushing back. It was like it was too intense. The anxiety, I don't know. Some days I talked about this a couple days ago where I had this buildup inside of me that was like this anxious feeling, and it was like a tingly feeling almost, like fuzzy all over. And I didn't know if it's a side effect of one of the medications that I'm on, and because it is like there's a name for that where you feel like you're kind of crawling out of your skin, but it's hit me today, and so I don't know, the whole actual run sometimes can get too intense because there's this whole buildup when you're exercising and you come from like athletics where you had a coach yelling at you and hey everybody that's watching, and thanks for commenting on my haircut. I just combed it, which is unusual, and don't expect it moving forward. And it combed means I used my hand, but I appreciate it. And thanks for commenting, everybody. I try to read them as I go and try to, keep you guys involved. It's much easier if you leave a comment after too. I've got a few of those which are kind of nice because it makes you feel like you're not doing this alone. You know what I mean? Because technically, I would be doing this bipolar mood journal alone, anyways. So for me, it's nice to have somebody, you know, that's going through it with you. So, um, but anyways, the what I was saying, when you're on your run and you come from that having a coach, it's like you got to get in the zone sometimes, and that's hard to do and separate. It's really hard for me to, because when I went manic, it's like I was stuck in the zone. It's like you were stuck in that weird reality, that weird plane, because I would have delusions. Um, and I'm kind of just now learning what delusions actually are. You know what I mean? That's a one thing I'm trying to educate myself on. And same thing with hallucinations, and then the different kinds of, because there's like tactile hallucinations, auditory, visual. There's multiple different things that you got to be kind of aware of. And the only reason I feel like it's important for me to know all this is so I can describe it better to my doctor. Like, I'm positive that the way that I feel is not the way that I'm supposed to feel, even right now. I feel okay and I feel like I can get through the day, but it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel comfortable. Um, and that part of you where whatever it is, and we'll talk about it here in a little bit, whatever that part of you is that is the medication that holds you down or pushes you down, because there is something in that medication that's meant to do that, meant to tether you to the ground. Um, Sometimes that's like too much, it seems, for me to overcome, like, and you get so down. So I don't know. What moment brought you a little light or a little calm today? If it's been a low energy day, what moment brought you a little light or a little calm? Um, oh, I enjoy the morning time with both kids when we can get some kind of goof off going, some kind of goof around. And today I have a regular cab pickup truck, and they always argue about who's going to sit in the middle. And so it's always fun to just get to play that game, because it doesn't really matter. Um, but that was a little light and calm for the day. And who or what grounded me this weekend, or you this weekend? I think that, I tried to, this grounded, this helped. And I do a lot of, my wife checks in on me quite often. So there's a lot of that. So I'm lucky in that way. And some people would probably maybe not like that. But, um, she, by her wanting to know how I'm feeling, that's what she's doing, is kind of like grounding me each time she checks in. So there's that. So gratitude isn't about pretending everything's good. It's about noticing that something still is. It's about yeah, that's what it is. It's not pretending everything's good. It's about noticing that something still is good. share write a sorry, do this worksheet with you guys. Maybe a calm morning moment, family time, or just hot coffee that hit right. And gratitude can help it's in. So even if the body's tired, the spirit can still look for glimmers. You gotta be careful with that spirit thing. Um, not you just do, or I do. So we'll go through the daily mood journal. How would I rate my energy and mood today? 1 to 10. What's one emotion that's been loudest for me today? How's my body feeling? Tension, fatigue, restlessness, calm. What thought keeps looping in my head? Is it helpful or draining? What do I need most today? Rest, movement, connection, or space? Um, okay, we'll just start with how would I rate my energy and mood today? I think I'm on this weird day where my mood is like a 4 and I feel this kind of sense of dread, anxiety, kind of building that tingly feeling, but my energy is like a little bit higher, and it's trying to break through almost. So I'm just gonna go for a 4 on my mood, and it's so hard to describe because it's like your mind and your spirit is telling you, um, just go, like go, go, go. You can do it. Get cranked up, and then I can't. It's not there anymore. I can't get cranked up. It's like I want to, not, but I don't want to. It's the most confusing feeling. So I would say my mood. What's one emotion that's been the loudest for me today? Confusion. Um, it's been mixed up with how to even check in with my own self. Uh, so that is probably for sure the loudest emotion is confusion an emotion even? It's got to be. Is for today. How is my body feeling? Tension, fatigue, restlessness, calm. Um, can it feel all of those at the same time? That's what it feels like. So I have another medication that I took, so I'm hoping that it helps. What thoughts keep looping in my head, and is it helpful or draining? The thought that I keep going, and it's probably my appointment with my psychologist is the 5th. And I think that the thought that keeps looping through my head the most is um, just I'm trying to remember everything. I'm trying to remember every little detail of when I kind of like this mood journal. It's like I want to be able to tell her as much as I can because I'm hoping like as sort of if if I can be better at you know what I mean? Like if I can be the best patient, if I can be the best patient, maybe that's gives me a better shot at feeling like myself again, totally like myself, like where I have, the energy to be like, I know what the job is, I know what needs to be done, and I have the energy to do it. Not, I know what the job is, I know what the job that needs to be done is, and I take 3 steps into it, and it feels like I'm in mud. And then you go, ugh, what the hell? So um, that's the stressful part, and that's what keeps looping is like Are you doing a good job? Are you, you know, t- suck it up. Have some grit. Have some what's wrong with you? Be a man. Those things run through my head. And then be tough, all that stuff. And then it's like the other side is like, do you remember what you've been through? Remember this. And when that comes through, it's like, it's like that takes a while to recover. So just give yourself some grace. Stuff like that. So I'm in the mixed part of that. I'm in the middle there. Um, Thanks, Cleveland. I appreciate that. The one who endures till the end will receive the greatest reward. Peace and love. Peace, brother. Um, what do I need most today? Rest, movement, connection, or space? Probably an equal. Well, I don't feel like I need any space. I'm actually feeling so connection would be more feeling like I need the connection more than I need space, and movement and rest. It's like I need those simultaneously. So, um, yeah, I would say I'm I'm preparing myself here that I got an idea of something that I can get done today, and you know, then I'll get some rest. Mention how how post mania often brings exhaustion, not just mentally but physically. Yeah, yeah, we went through that with the journal. Reflect briefly on your own rhythm from intense energy during mania to deep fatigue during recovery. Yeah, I think I've mentioned that. And there's a reminder here that this is all part of healing, not weakness. The brain's been running a marathon, and that rest is repair. Post mania, this is just I'll go through this kind of. These are my medications, so they're not going to be for everybody, but post mania, I'm just coming out of my latest manic episode not very long ago, and although I haven't really spoke about it because it still comes back to me in chunks, um, I think that, you know, the post mania fatigue is a real thing, the crash, and the medication exhaustion is the thing that, it's interesting. I'm looking for any kind of answer I can find that will kind of explain the way I feel sometimes. And so, um, I'm on the Abilify shot and on Depakote, and like even just a few hours of work will wipe me out. So it's frustrating, and even the show sometimes just doing the getting the energy up for the show will it's and it's a mood journal. I'd be doing it anyways. But that's how frustrating it can be where trying to get the energy up when you're taking for me I'm on the Abilify shot and Depakote, and just a few hours will wipe me out. So it's hard to rebuild. It's hard to get back into the rhythm and be consistent for sure. So I got some information on Abilify just for my own sake, and if this helps you, then great. Um So what it can do is it's a mood stabilizer, but can also cause fatigue, restlessness, or a flattened energy in some people. And Depakote works by calming brain activity and can bring drowsiness, slowed thinking, or muscle tiredness, especially when combined with another mood stabilizer. Post-mania, your nervous system is recovering from months of overdrive. Adding meds designed to slow and stabilize them, and the exhaustion makes sense. Your body's finally getting to rest, even if you didn't ask for it that way. Um, it's just like it's hard not to feel like something's wrong with you when, like I said earlier, when you know what all needs to be done and you physically just don't have the energy to do it. And you try to explain it, but you look fine. You look like, what's wrong with this person? What's wrong with this guy? And that's what's so weird. It's like, well, I, th- I melted my brain, and then because of me melting my brain, um, they put me on, you know, some drugs that keep you down. So like it's like that's what's wrong with this guy, but you can't even tell people that. So um uh but here's a reminder. Fatigue doesn't mean you're failing recovery. Fatigue doesn't mean you're failing recovery. Talk to your psychiatrist. Sometimes dosage or timing adjustments can help. And rest isn't laziness, it's maintenance, especially for a bipolar brain. We're going to close the show. We always close with affirmations. So today will be no different. A lot of times these affirmations are based on what we talked about in the show and this version of the mood journal. So, my energy is allowed to rise and fall. I'm learning to listen instead of push. I am not lazy. I am healing. The meds that calm my storms are part of my strength. I give myself permission to rest without guilt. My worth is not measured by productivity, it's measured by presence. My energy is allowed to rise and fall. I'm learning to listen instead of push. I'm not lazy, I'm healing. The meds that calm my storms are part of my strength. I give myself permission to rest without guilt. My worth is not measured by productivity, it's measured by presence. Man, hope that's true. So we did it. We did a gratitude check in. I checked in with my daily mood journal. Um, we did a segment on post mania fatigue and that can Abilify and Depakote make you tired? Yeah, for sure it can. And we ended in affirmations. So that's the show, everybody. That's how you do a daily bipolar mood journal. At least that's how I do it. Do it however you'd like to. Um, just do it. So, with that being said, have an okay day. Don't let your meatloaf. Be good to yourself.